face of professional wrestling.
Hello, everyone. Feast or Fired podcast here, doing July 10th, 2002 TNA Wrestling Pay-Per-View, week number 4. I am Brian. This is Mel.
Hey.
And let's just get into it. Second attempt here, because apparently I forgot to turn on my wife's microphone the first time.
Apparently I talked too much before the intro.
All right, starting things off, NWA Tag Team Championship. Slash and Tempest versus Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles, the defending champions. Begin with, get a recap of the tag tournament last week for the titles, including going over James Storm and Chris Harris getting attacked after their victory so that Lynn and Styles could replace them.
Which brings me into something. I was right about one thing, but incorrect about another thing. Last week, Brian said that he didn't think that country singer's partner got hurt in any way or just blood was on him. However, he did actually have a nosebleed, as I can't talk, sorry. However, I was incorrect about country singer having his throat bleeding. It was the top of his head, and I think it dribbled down to his neck because he was...
Oh, maybe. Anyways, another thing of note in this match is that Tempest is a new member of the Disciples of the New Church. He was formerly Devon Storm in the 20-man the 20-man match for the World Championship. But he fits right in alongside Slash and Malice here. Anyways, this is probably the second best match of the night, starting out the show, which is pretty good. Slash and Tempest, there's nothing bad I can say about them. They do their job very, very well as the big men in this match against the two little flippy guys. I mean, they're not terribly smaller, but we're still looking at probably, I don't know, combined at least a little over 100 pounds being given up by one team. So
I thought this one was a little funny because at one point in time, Stylus was out of the ring with Slasher and Tempest, and it looked like Jerry Lynn really kind of wanted to be with the rest of them, so he went from the top rope and jumped over on top of all three of them, and it was really kind of funny.
Yeah. Though unfortunately we do get to see the bad production calls being made in this match, though, because we get to see replays overtaking instead of moments when people are down and then putting on a replay, we had moves being missed for them.
Oh yeah, because we got confused about who was the lead in at one.
It's not that big a deal because we'll eventually figure things out, but it's a bad production practice. There is one really cool move in this entire match that I took note of, where Jerry Lynn had Tempest bridged over the second rope and Styles then did a moonsault onto Tempest. That was really cool. And then I also noted one botch sort of situation where Slash and Tempest had been double teaming Styles in the corner, and Lynn kind of was running across the ring to break it apart and just stopped for no reason. They tried to play it off like the ref was holding him back. We'd see times where these guys will get double teamed by a heel team, and the partner for the face is the one actually doing the distracting of the ref, but accidentally. But I just feel like in this situation it looked dumb, and I think the ref might have been out of position or something, but it doesn't really matter. Overall, still pretty good match. Ending came with Jerry Lynn hitting a package pile driver. Styles tagged himself in to hit the spiral tap and get the pin. Afterwards, Jerry Lynn kind of stormed off because he looked irritated that Styles took the victory when he had it in the bag.
Yeah, that part really... that they would have actually gotten upset about that. I thought that's just,
It's a common story in wrestling. At least a way to get some tension between a tag team. All right. Next, we got stuff about Scott Hall's tag team match from the previous week and how his partner, Brian Christopher, turned on him. And it turned into a 3-on-1. Another production problem with the audio mixing being really bad here, as I could barely understand what Scott Hall was saying.
I totally thought he was drunk the whole time he was talking.
That's not the problem, though. That was the audio mixing. We just can't hear him over the other audio playing. And it's something they need to fix, because this has not been the only time this has happened. But the gist of it was basically he was going to go after each one of the three at a time: K-Crush, Christopher, and Jarrett. Okay, match number 2. This was Brian Christopher versus Norman Smiley, but basically half of this was Brian's promo at the beginning.
Oh my god, this was so boring.
Yeah, it was just a really, really stupidly long promo about how he was Jerry's Lawler's son and he wanted to come out of his shadow, which is an understandable motivation. They do it a lot. A heel wanting to come out from under the shadow. It could be, your father, your tag team partner. It could just be a friend or someone that you're somehow associated with. And it's a perfectly fine motivation, but they just spent way too long on this promo, and they just needed to move on.
It was like a 5-minute promo.
I don't think it actually went that long, but it felt like forever.
Felt so bored.
The match had Norman Smiley doing his normal shtick and Brian Christopher trying to be like vicious. So he's like choking out Smiley with his bandana and doing extra punches and pounding and stuff. It felt like an inconsequential match, and that the promo was supposed to be the highlight of it, but the promo just didn't.
It was definitely a "Daddy, look at me."
It was more like a "Daddy, go fuck yourself."
Well, yeah, but it was definitely a "I want my daddy's attention." That's what I gathered.
At the end, finished the match. He goes for the hip hop drop, but before that, he throws his goggles away, kind of like, I'm throwing away my gimmick, sort of thing. He hits it, gets the win, and then he calls Scott Hall after. And that's the match.
I mean that he's gonna stop trying to dance, because he can't dance. I mean, I can't dance either.
He might do it. He might do it just to taunt the crowd and to like kind of say like, you guys are idiots for liking this stuff, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, that's great.
But as long as he remains a heel, he's not gonna do it as part of like his persona.
Okay.
All right, go backstage again. This time we're getting Goldilocks trying to catch up to Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett apparently not realizing that he doesn't have a title match against Ken Shamrock tonight. I don't know where he got that impression.
Maybe after kidnapping the
Jim Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but we already knew that there was a title match this night. And then it starts the backstage segments having like way too much happening in them, because we're also hearing James Mitchell yelling in the background at his disciples because of their loss. And basically every backstage segment was this. It was multiple things layered. Match number 3. K-Crush versus Hermie Sadler. I really didn't care. I had no expectations for this match. Have anything to add?
No.
Okay. You really laughed when K-Crush referred to Nashville as Trashville.
Okay, it wasn't his reaction to, or it wasn't his statement for that. It was one of the audience members' reaction to it. She got super, like her face was all red, and she, got super insulted. And I'm like, okay, is she taking this actually personally? Is she actually an actress? That's what I was laughing.
She's just being a fan.
Fans are like that.
Some fans are, yeah.
Okay, whatever.
All right. I know that watching K-Crush sell for Hermie Sadler doing anything looks ridiculous, because K-Crush has nearly a full foot on him in height, and Sadler's scrawny. I mean, he's not he's not like thin as a twig, but like he's not a wrestler. Even the scrawniest wrestler in this show looked like buff compared to him.
Oh, he's a NASCAR driver, not a.
I mean, NASCAR drivers are athletes still, but
Yes, but they don't have to have muscle on them, really. Like, what the hell do they have to do?
anyways,
Drive a car?
this match plays out as you'd expect. Heel versus a celebrity for the most part, a celebrity who's not a fighter. He lets being dumb and overconfident be like his downfall. The only reason why Hermie Sadler gets any sort of offense on him. But Crush does get the victory here when he pins Sadler down and uses the ropes to cheat for the win. Except it wasn't, because apparently for whatever reason him and his pit crew just confronted the ref and they reversed the decision. So
No.
Hermie Sadler won.
No, I thought it was because he kept attacking.
He wasn't attacking him when the ref reversed the decision. They were all just complaining to the ref.
No, he was actually like stepping on him or like stomping on him.
Still?
Yeah.
I may have missed that.
Yeah, like I thought that's why it was taken away.
Okay, well, either way, this decision was reversed and it was given to Sadler. I hope this is the end of this feud. I don't care about the NASCAR guys. I don't care about baseball guys. I don't care about the Tennessee Titans in the front row. This stuff doesn't do anything for me. It's always a cheap pop. And I don't know. I want to watch the wrestlers wrestle. Most of the time, the spectacle of the celebrities or athletes or whatever just doesn't do anything for me. Usually it just leads to a bad match and move on with our lives. All right. Next, we get our first look at Amore. I have it spelled as Amore. Because apparently I thought he was Italian. His name was Italian for love.
Even though he's a Japanese.
Yeah, well, it starts with an O, apparently. See the prostitute show up again and get money from him.
Oh,
We
yeah, I forgot.
Still don't know what's going on with that, and Ed Ferrara won't spill the beans, apparently.
He'll tell someone later, apparently.
All right. Match number 4 in this series of 3 meaningless matches. Almost 4. I actually thought we were going to have 4 that didn't matter. But I was excited for this one at first because I hadn't realized it was the Hot Shots versus the Briscoe brothers. And, you know, I've enjoyed, at least the Briscoes, I've enjoyed quite a bit over the years. But at the same time, I guess at this time in 2002, they were basically nobodies. So it makes sense that if you were going to take any match in this entire night and make it a segment to put over another group or something, this would be the one. Because these are all basically just a bunch of indie geeks.
Indie geeks?
Yeah, it's just a term to refer to guys who work the independents that just like don't have much of a name value to them.
Okay, whatever.
But yeah, match gets interrupted very quickly by the new church. Mostly all of it is Malice, so I guess we're just using it to push Malice right now. I said, I'm disappointed by this because I was excited for it, but I was excited to see them wrestle, but I understand that they're pushing the story.
Yeah, I was so confused with this one.
But yeah,
I love Malice, by the way. He's like my favorite one.
so far.
He really is. Like every time he's on, I'm like, ooh, win! And like I like legitimately get upset when he doesn't. So kind of turning me a fan onto this, but like not really. But no, I was so confused because like I didn't understand like why there was no winners. And then Brian had to explain to me.
Yeah, with them attacking both teams, it goes to a no contest. So there is no winner.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the match is in concept. I'll be honest with you. I thought this show was actually a lot better, but now that we're going over it, I'm realizing like how many matches in the end were inconsequential.
Yeah, but
I'm starting to sour on this show.
I still like it.
All right.
Like,
But the segment isn't over yet. Mitchell basically puts an ultimatum out that they're not leaving until they get their hands on Shamrock.
Sorry.
And they start threatening the entire audience.
So, Sideburns, Shamrock, whatever, comes running out and almost trips. And I laughed so hard at that part whenever I saw it. It was so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Shamrock comes running out when they have the timekeeper ready for a move. He gets overpowered by the numbers game, but after that, Amore comes out to save him, and they finally together 2-on-3 fight off the other men. And then they get the little, we're opponents tonight, and they do their little standoff.
Oh, that's what that. I just totally thought that,
Yeah, it's pretty typical. All right, next, backstage we have the Dups being interviewed, sort of.
Yeah, I was so confused. I did not know what was going on.
We at least find out that they were going to be facing the Flying Elvises tonight. I do note that I think Stan's facial hair looks like tobacco drool, or maybe that's what it's supposed to be because it looks like it runs all the way down onto his chest.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pay attention because I was getting.
I also said that Bo Dup looks like he could have been a bushwhacker. I also asked the question because during Bo's little bit there, they keep bleeping out the word shit. And I'm like, this is a pay-per-view. Why are they bleeping it?
I did not even think of that. Don't they say the F word?
Not that I recall.
Okay, that might have been me cussing.
But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe this is censored for Impact Plus,
which is what we have.
I don't know.
Do we have them?
Well, no. Okay. Well, here. I'll put it this way, because I know on Peacock with the WWE library, they took out a lot of G-Generation X segments because they may be considered racist, stuff like that.
Oh.
So they're missing half the feud with the Nation of Domination just because of that.
Oh, are we gonna be able to watch that?
What?
Whatever the hell you just said, I don't know it.
Well, that's WWE.
Oh, okay. I thought that was okay. Whatever. I don't know the difference.
Different company. Also, almost 10 years earlier than what we're watching now.
Oh.
All right. I had match question mark written because it looks like they were trying to introduce the Dups, but the music kept on getting interrupted by different music.
Oh.
Then a woman comes out that I didn't recognize because I'm not that familiar with ECW. I know some people who were in it. I've seen a few shows, but I'm not I don't know a ton of ECW lore. Apparently, this woman was Jasmine St. Clair,
who can walk better in heels than Francine.
But yeah, another woman from ECW, and she comes out to apparently strip naked for us.
Yay!
Or Jeremy Borash, because he was the one put in the chair.
Yay, blonde dude.
I laughed really hard when the NWA vice president came out with a jacket to try to cover her and stop this, and we see Ed Ferrara just spear the shit out of him.
That was great.
Though, admittedly, after that, he still managed to get him or her covered and pulled out and taken away.
But she showed us her top a little bit, kind of.
We didn't see. Well, we didn't see anything major. Nothing they would have to censor on television.
A little bit of nips.
I also laughed when Ferrara pulled Borash in front of him to make it look like Borash was holding him back. I don't know if Borash was supposed to be holding him back, or if Ed Ferrara's just playing up the gimmick. Either way, it was funny.
He's really good at playing things up.
Yeah, I'm actually sad that Ed Ferrara doesn't last very long.
Oh, why did you tell me that?
Because it doesn't matter.
Super sad. He's one of my favorite announcers.
I know when it gets to television, it's just Don West and Mike Tenay doing commentary.
Okay, which one is which?
Mike Tenay is the one that sits in the center, and Don West is the chubby one that sits next to him. That's not Ed Ferrara.
Okay. See, the first time I saw him, he was wearing like this really ridiculous Hawaiian shirt. And I think I put
Better than Bubba the Love Sponge?
I think I have his nickname as Hawaiian shirt.
It gets real funny when we get Taz, but that's years away. All right, finally we get match number 5, and we get the Dups versus the Flying Elvises.
This is where it completely lost me for the entire match.
This is a pretty good match.
I was playing on my phone this entire time. I did not see anything.
I loved this match.
I'm sorry.
It's two dumb gimmicks, but I still enjoyed the match because it's two dumb gimmicks with a bunch of guys who can work.
Yeah, I know, but it didn't have my favorite Elvis.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Yang was not here tonight, so it was representing the Flying Elvises. It was Jorge Estrada and Sonny Siaki.
Yeah, not my favorite.
I noted that Estrada looks really into the gimmick.
He really is.
He's got the hair. He's got it basically in the pompadour. He does all like Elvis traditional like dance moves and poses. Like he sells it better than any of the other two, and I'm really loving it. Like if any one of them had to continue the gimmick, it'd be Estrada. During this match, I noticed that the Johnsons' former manager does come out. I don't know who he's scouting or what's going on.
Well, I think he's like, yeah, the Johnsons are still mine. They need to learn better or something.
It might be them writing the Johnsons out of the show. I have no idea.
Oh, I hope to God they are.
I hope so too. They're suck.
Is this around the same time? Is this the one that they're announcing that there will be a midget battle next week again?
I don't care.
I know you don't, and I don't care either.
No, that was the end of the show.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoiler.
Matter. The only thing he really contributed was speculation on who attacked Storm and Harris, and he suggested it was Lynn because he was the one with the most to gain. I do know, even though the Dups are like an inbred stupid hillbilly gimmick, they do make it very clear that in the ring they are serious competitors and they go at you full force, which is really enjoyable to watch. They are both Dups are really good at what they do. I do notice at one point Stan's got like the referee in almost like a front headlock, and for whatever reason they don't disqualify them for this. I don't know why, but it was a good 6-minute match probably. Every person in this was perfectly fine. I didn't notice any botches. There was nothing like super spectacular, but it was a solid match. Estrada hits the perfect 10 finish for the win, and it was fine. It was a good short match. If we could get if we could just get a bunch of these, I would be a great show every week.
I don't know. It all depends.
Matches of this quality or better would be a great show every week. I would have nothing bad to say.
It all depends, because I got super bored during this, but I don't like the Dups that much.
I can understand that. I understand not. I think they're supposed to be heels, but I don't know. I understand not getting behind that sort of gimmick. It's definitely really hard to stomach, especially by today's standards.
It's hard to stomach. I don't care the hillbilliness of it all. Whatever. That's that. It's the freaking dip running down his mouth, and it's oh my God, just ugh.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna throw it back.
I hope.
Because of that.
I know the Dups are another group that don't stick around very much, so they're thankfully for that. I even wrote down this time to the back. You'll hear that in the future.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. It's not a thing yet. But yeah, we cut to the back with Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles just brawling.
Not really brawling.
Maybe they're throwing each other around.
Stylus is being the one thrown around. Jerry Lynn is
he's fighting back a little.
Not much.
It's some.
Little. He's like,
Well, I mean, obviously it's supposed to look like Jerry Lynn got, jumped him.
I'd believe that.
I thought they moved a bit too fast on this. Because they teased it already earlier in the night. It'd be better if we had at least one or two more instances where Lynn was getting frustrated with him.
I don't know. I like this.
But I also understand that when it's, again, a weekly pay-per-view, people are paying for this, you can't wait too long on payoffs because not everyone's going to be buying every week.
I like the fact of how quick this was. Like, I wish the frickin' last week's one, who did the blooding of the other two guys, like, I would rather know sooner rather than later. I'm impatient, people. I'm, like, super impatient with things.
Well, when we move to TV with monthly pay-per-views, you're gonna have to get used to that because a lot of the times, the idea is supposed to be, well, a lot of the payoffs that we're building towards are gonna be the pay-per-view.
Well, you're gonna have a very unhappy wife.
Okay, well, as I said, we're just gonna have to you're just gonna have to learn to get used to it, I guess. All right, moving on. Match number 6. It is an NWA World Championship match, but it's not the main event.
Thought it was.
No, actually, we knew what the main event was because they announced it earlier in the night. I just haven't mentioned it yet because it's not that important to mention yet.
I did not know that they even mentioned it. I think they say these things whenever I'm, like, not paying attention.
Maybe you should pay attention.
No.
Okay. All right, Amore versus Ken Shamrock. This is a slow, brawling, and technical match, but this was better than Shamrock's last match with Malice, so props for that. Unfortunately, this does go to a known contest because Jeff Jarrett comes out, attacks both, chair shots both of them, chair shots Harley Race, starts chair shotting trainers, security. He's just gone mad, over the top mad with how he's not getting his way.
I'm worried about these about these people's heads with that chair. Like,
most of them were protected headshots. We did see Ken Shamrock take an unprotected one, but this is also before the Benoit situation, so I didn't know yet.
Bad.
All right, we go backstage again for another cluster of a segment. Goldie confronts Jerry Lynn, who's just kind of sitting against the wall, rocking.
I missed that.
I don't know. Apparently, he's healed now because he was mad, talking about AJ Styles being a glory hound. So, as I said earlier in the night, that's where it looked like it was going.
Well, he shouted that after he beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, he did.
You're a glory hound.
But he walks away, and then James Mitchell and his disciples walk up to Goldie, let her know that they want to speak to Jeff Jarrett. Then after that bit's done, we then start hearing like muffled screams in the background, and we run down the hall to find another man tied up with "FU" written across his stomach.
I thought it was the vice president.
It was the vice president this time. I mean, still the most likely person is Jeff Jarrett, though I'm starting to sour on the idea that it's him.
Who are you thinking?
I don't have any idea. I don't know. It in the end it might be Jeff Jarrett still, but like I find it weird that we don't know a week later who did it to the first guy.
Might be Jerry Lynn.
Doubt it.
Why not?
Why would it be Jerry Lynn?
Well, he was at least with the manager or the president, because he was like trying to talk to the manager about like wrestling, like being the other.
But he got his way.
Yeah, because he tied him up. Maybe.
No. That was the week before. He got his way. It was the vice president he was trying to get the attention of. He was so that he could get AJ Styles and go fill in for Harrison Storm.
Maybe. I don't know.
And they did.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid.
And they're champions now.
Even though that should have gone.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. All right. Main event time. This is a 6-man elimination match. 2 men in the ring at a time. The other 4 are in the corners. Any guy in the ring could tag out to one of the guys on the other side, on the corners. Only the 2 legal men can be pinned or do the pinning, or be counted out and all that stuff. And then this will set up the top 6 contenders for the X Division Championship. The competitors in this are Low Key, Elix Skipper, Kid Romeo, Tony Mamaluke, Christopher Daniels. Would love to see Christopher Daniels here, so this is his debut match, as well as this is a debut match for 4 out of these 6 people.
Nuh-uh. Low Key was already. Oh wait, hold on.
Skipper, Romeo, Mamaluke, and Daniels.
Yep, I don't.
But Daniels is my favorite out of all these guys.
I miscalculated.
This is just a really good X Division match. I don't want to say it was a spot fest, because it really wasn't. They didn't do too much like over the top insane things in this or anything. It does feel like going into this match like you would expect Jerry Lynn is going to win this because of the tension between him and Styles and the feud building. But surprisingly, first one eliminated with a count out. Which, it's got to feel shitty for Lynn, Right?
Yeah, well, that was Italian Pan's fault. I don't know why he was in.
It doesn't matter. He's got eliminated.
Well, Italian Pan shouldn't have done anything.
Doesn't matter. Well, I mean, he got his comeuppance. Tony Mamaluke eliminated number 2.
Like, less than a minute.
Then we saw a botch from Elix Skipper, one of many that we'll see in the future, probably.
Oh, that one was scary.
Yeah, we see Skipper getting Irish whipped. I forget by who, but
Low-key.
It was Low-key. But he just slips between the top and second rope backwards and lands on his neck, and that just looked horrible. But he seemed to be fine. The ref went out and checked on him right after the ref was done checking on him. Low-key came out and grabbed him. And then they probably just did whatever they were planning after. So Skipper's eliminated 3rd. I thought Daniels was eliminated, but apparently he got his foot on the rope. And then we got Kid Romeo tagged himself in to go after Low-key. Those two went for a bit. What's that?
No, Low-key was already out because he tagged the Fallen Angel.
Oh, okay. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It was Low-key and Romeo. Low-key finally gets Romeo down into a submission, forces him to tap out. And with that, last 2 men in the match, Daniels and Low-key, they put on a pretty good clinic. Low-key hits his Fisherman Buster on Daniels to get the victory. Low-key is the number 1 contender for the X Division Championship, even though my hope was going to be Christopher Daniels. Daniels is still the number 2 contender. So, something to look forward to. After the match is over, the Flying Elvises, or at least the 2 that are here tonight, come out to attack everyone, or at least attack who's in the ring.
Because they're upset.
Yeah. They do have a legitimate... you can argue this isn't the way to handle it, but they do have a legitimate complaint. They are X Division competitors. They were not in the tag team tournament, even though they are also a tag team. They were not in the 4-man battle. They were not in this 6-man battle. They are undefeated right now in TNA. I can see pretty much everyone else has either not competed or had lost. I can understand what their complaint here is. As much as you want to say, this isn't the way you're supposed to handle it, they're heels.
Are they heels?
Yeah. If they weren't before, they are now.
Okay. I don't know, how you can tell between the 2. I wish they, I wish they had an obvious...
If they do something where it makes you go, hey, that's bad, they're probably heels. And if they do something where you go, yay, they're probably faces.
So Eddie Gordo's a face?
No.
I was going, yay, with the NASCAR thingy.
That's just because I don't care about that. That's just because we don't care about the NASCAR.
Okay, so, okay. more normal people's moral compass. I gotcha.
Okay. All right. So as has become normal so far, the last segment of the night is saved for Jeff Jarrett. He returns to the ring with a chair, demanding a title shot, and then starts taunting the football players of front row until they attack him. And then we get Malice to come out, and they have he brawls with Jarrett, and the show ends with a brawl. As I said, over time after we were talking about this, I started souring it on a bit, just because like I realized like how many matches in here feel completely inconsequential. I feel like 4 matches feel like they had meant nothing out of 7.
Like those, though.
You liked that 4 matches meant nothing?
Yeah, on this one.
Almost 5.
I think the last week, because I think last week had like a similar amount, but for some odd reason it was like nosediving. But this one, for some odd reason, kept my attention.
I don't know. The last like 40 minutes though was just great because that 6-man match was so good.
Yes, it was.
Feast or fired, sweetheart?
I will go with feast. I actually liked it. It kept my attention, which is really difficult, apparently.
I'm gonna give it a feast, even though I don't feel as good about it as I did when we started the review. But it's I don't know. I don't feel not as disappointed as I was last week. So.
Oh yeah, that one was like, ugh. Like I said,
if the last match wasn't as good, I would have been.
Fair enough.
As I said, 4 of the matches in this night basically didn't matter. Anyways, thank you everyone for listening, hanging out. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. Give your feedback in any way, shape, form possible. Tell us like what you think we should do, add, change, ask questions. Doesn't matter.
Whatever you want to do, please.
We're here to listen. Let us know how you feel, and we will see you next time.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.